The alien students sat quietly in their big, peaceful classroom. Their planet was calm, with no dangers. Everything there was safe, and their advanced technology made sure no one ever got hurt. For them, danger was just something they read about in books or heard in stories. They didn't really know what it felt like. Today, though, their lesson was about something strange and new: Earth, a planet far away, known as a Deathworld. The teacher stood in front of them, talking about humans, the people who lived on Earth. He told the class that Earth was full of dangers. Wild weather, dangerous animals, and even humans themselves could be a threat. But humans did something surprising when they faced danger. Humans, the teacher said, are a strange species. They live in a dangerous world, but instead of being scared, they laugh when they face danger. The students looked at each other, confused. Laughing at danger, that didn't make sense. Laughter to them was something you did when you were happy, not when you were scared. One of the students raised their hand and asked, "But why would they laugh? Shouldn't they be afraid?" The teacher smiled. "You would think so, but humans are different. They live on Earth, a death world, and it has changed how they think. We don't fully understand why, but soon you will see it for yourselves." The students were surprised to hear that. They were going on a field trip to Earth. They would get to watch humans and see how they dealt with danger. The thought of it made them both excited and a little nervous. What would it be like to see humans laugh in the face of danger? They couldn't wait to find out. The alien students had just arrived on Earth. As their ship landed, they were filled with excitement and a little fear. Earth looked different from their calm home planet. It was busy, loud, and full of life. They had heard stories about this place, but now they were going to see it for themselves. As they stepped out into the open, they saw a group of humans nearby. The humans were getting ready to do something the aliens didn't understand. They were wearing strange clothes and helmets. Some were standing on the edge of a tall cliff, getting ready to jump off with ropes tied to their backs. Others were climbing dangerous rocks with nothing but their hands and feet. The alien students were shocked. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. One of them whispered, "What are they doing? This is so dangerous." Suddenly, one of the humans jumped off the cliff with a loud shout. The aliens gasped. But instead of falling to their doom, the humans swung safely on the rope, laughing as they flew through the air. The other humans cheered and clapped, some even cracking jokes. The aliens stood frozen in disbelief. Why were these humans laughing and joking? They should have been scared. Another human soon followed, jumping off the cliff and yelling with excitement. The same thing happened. More laughter, more fun. One of the alien students turned to their friend and asked, "Are they crazy? They could get hurt or even die. Why aren't they afraid?" Another human, hearing the aliens' confusion, smiled and walked over. "Hey, it's all part of the thrill. It's dangerous, sure, but that's what makes it exciting. Don't worry, we've got it all under control." The aliens didn't understand excitement in the face of danger. This was nothing like what they had ever seen before. On their home planet, people avoided risk. Here on Earth, humans seemed to seek it out and enjoy it. As the humans continued their risky activities, the alien students watched closely. Each jump or climb made their hearts race, but every time, the humans laughed it off like it was no big deal. The aliens were more confused than ever. "What kind of species laughs at danger?" one of the alien students muttered. They had just begun to realize how truly different Earth was, and how strange these humans really were. The alien students continued their visit on Earth, still trying to make sense of what they had seen. But the more they watched humans, the more confused they became. It seemed like everywhere they went, humans were doing something dangerous, and they were enjoying it. Their next stop was a large city. The streets were busy, full of humans going about their day. Everything seemed normal at first, until a loud alarm suddenly blared. The aliens looked up and saw smoke rising from a tall building in the distance. There was a fire. On their planet, fires were rare, and if they did happen, everyone would immediately rush to safety. But here, the humans didn't seem panicked at all. Instead, a group of firefighters arrived, dressed in thick gear, running toward the flames. The aliens watched in shock as these humans charged into the burning building without hesitation. And what was even stranger, they were laughing and joking with each other as they went in. One alien turned to their friend wide-eyed. "They're going into the fire. Shouldn't they be scared?" But the firefighters just kept working, spraying water and helping people out of the building, all while keeping up their light-hearted banter. One of them even said, "Well, guess it's just another day at the office." The aliens couldn't believe it. How could they joke in such a serious situation? Later that day, the alien students were taken to the mountains. There, they saw another group of humans, this time climbing steep cliffs with ropes and harnesses. Some of them were climbing without any ropes at all. As one human scaled the rock face, another shouted up, "Don't look down," and they all burst into laughter. The aliens were speechless. What is wrong with these humans? They could fall and seriously hurt themselves, yet they're laughing. But the humans didn't seem concerned. They climbed higher and higher, treating the dangerous activity like a fun game. Even when one climber slipped and dangled from their rope for a moment, they just smiled and said, "Well, that was close." The aliens felt their confusion growing. Every time they saw humans face danger, the humans would smile, laugh, or make a joke. The aliens had never seen anything like it before. They were used to living in complete safety, where danger was something to avoid at all costs. But here, humans seemed to embrace it. By the time they reached their final stop, a rescue operation during a flood, the alien students were almost expecting the strange human behavior. As they watched boats navigate through rushing waters to save people stranded by the flood, they heard the same light-hearted jokes and laughter. A rescuer pulled a fellow human out of the water and laughed. "Guess you needed a swim, huh?" The aliens could only shake their heads. How could these humans keep their spirits up, even in the face of real danger? Every situation that terrified the aliens seemed like a thrilling challenge to the humans. The more the aliens saw, the more they realized just how different humans were. Earth was not like their safe, controlled world. Here, danger was everywhere, but humans laughed at it like it was just part of life. One alien student finally spoke up. "Maybe humans aren't crazy. Maybe there's something we're missing." The alien students were still puzzled by everything they had seen. They had witnessed humans face fires, dangerous climbs and floods, and each time, the humans responded with laughter and jokes. The aliens couldn't understand it. Why weren't humans afraid? What made them act like this in the face of danger? One day, while watching a group of humans resting after a rescue operation, one of the alien students finally decided to ask. They approached a human who had just finished saving people from a dangerous situation, still smiling and wiping sweat from his forehead. "Excuse me," the alien said politely, "I don't understand something. We've been watching humans in dangerous situations, and every time you laugh and make jokes. Don't you feel scared?" The human smiled warmly and sat down, looking at the alien with a curious expression. "Scared? Sure. We feel scared sometimes, but you learn to laugh it off. You see, Earth isn't like a lot of other planets. It's what we call a Deathworld." The alien tilted their head, confused. "A Deathworld? What does that mean?" The human chuckled. "It means that Earth is a tough place to live. From the moment humans were born here, we've had to deal with all kinds of dangers. Our planet is full of challenges, wild animals, deadly weather, natural disasters. It's in our history. We've had to adapt to survive, and part of that is finding a way to handle fear." The alien listened closely, trying to understand. The human continued, "We laugh because, on Earth, if you let fear take over, you wouldn't last long. Danger is everywhere, and if we focused on being scared all the time, we wouldn't be able to think straight. Laughter is how we take control. It keeps us calm, and it brings us together." Another alien student, who had been listening from nearby, stepped closer and asked, "But why risk your lives in the first place? Why not just avoid danger?" The human smiled again and shrugged. "Well, that's the thing about humans. We're used to danger. We grew up with it. Earth has shaped us to be resilient, to take risks because we know that's how you grow stronger. Sure, it's risky, but to us, that's what makes life exciting." The aliens were quiet for a moment, taking it all in. Earth was nothing like their home planet, where everything was safe and under control. Here, humans had been dealing with danger for so long that they had learned to laugh. One alien student, shaking with fear, looked to their human guide for help. "What do we do? We don't know how to handle this." The human, who was also bracing himself against the tremors, gave a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, stick with us. You'll be fine. Earth shakes like this sometimes, but we got it under control." The aliens wanted to believe him, but their fear was overwhelming. They had never faced such raw danger before. The human reached out and grabbed the alien's arm, steadying them. "Just breathe, stay calm, and trust me. We've been through worse." Slowly, the tremors started to die down. The shaking stopped, and the city was left in a strange, eerie silence. The aliens were still in shock, their hearts racing. But the humans, they just started to pick up the pieces, as if this was just another part of their day. The human who had helped the alien grinned and said, "Well, that was exciting, wasn't it?" The alien stared at him in disbelief. Exciting. They had been moments away from disaster. Another human walked over, brushing some dust off his clothes and chuckling. "Hey, at least we didn't spill our coffee this time." The aliens couldn't understand how humans could be so calm and even make jokes after such a terrifying event. But as they watched the humans work together to clean up, they realized something important. Humans weren't ignoring the danger. They were controlling their fear. By staying calm and finding humor in the situation, they were able to act quickly and think clearly. For the aliens, this was a turning point. They had always thought fear was something to run from, but now they saw that humans use fear as fuel to keep going. Their laughter wasn't about ignoring the danger, it was about staying brave in the face of it. As the humans continued their recovery efforts, one of the aliens stepped forward. Their hands were still shaking, but they knew they had to try. They approached a group of humans and said, "Can we help?" The humans smiled and nodded, grateful for the offer. And so, for the first time, the aliens faced danger alongside the humans. It wasn't easy. They still felt scared, but with the humans by their side, they began to understand why humans laughed in the face of danger. It wasn't because they weren't afraid. It was because they knew how to stay strong, even when everything seemed to be falling apart. After the earthquake, the alien students were left in awe of how humans handled danger. But they didn't fully understand what it meant to be like a human in a real crisis until the next disaster struck. A few days later, the group of alien students and their human guides were in a remote area, observing the natural beauty of Earth. The air was calm, and everything seemed peaceful. But in a matter of moments, the sky darkened. The humans looked up, their faces growing serious. A large, swirling cloud was forming in the distance. It was a tornado. The wind began to pick up, and the humans immediately went into action. "Everyone move! We need to find shelter now," one of the humans shouted. The aliens felt the panic rising in their chests. They had never seen anything like this. The wind was howling, and debris started flying through the air. The humans were running, trying to find cover, but the aliens were frozen in place. Fear gripped them completely. They didn't know what to do, and their bodies refused to move. The human guide, who had helped them during the earthquake, ran over to them. "Come on, we need to go now." But the aliens stood there, paralyzed by fear. The wind was so loud, the sky so dark, and the tornado was getting closer. One alien turned to their friend and said, We can't. We don't know what to do." The human's voice cut through the chaos. "Yes, you do. You've seen what we do. You just have to act. Don't think about the danger. Don't let the fear control you. Just move. We'll get through this together." The aliens hesitated. The fear was overwhelming, but something inside them clicked. They remembered what the human had said during the earthquake, how humans learned to act despite the fear, how they laughed to stay strong. The alien students looked at each other, and in that moment, they made a decision. "We can do this," one of them said, almost as if trying to convince themselves. And then, with shaky legs and pounding hearts, they started to move. The human guide smiled at them, relieved. "That's it. Keep going." The group of aliens and humans ran together, pushing through the strong winds and dodging the flying debris. The aliens had never felt so scared in their lives, but they kept moving. They followed the humans, trusting their instincts, trusting the bravery they had seen so many times before. As they reached shelter, the tornado roared past them, its destructive power shaking the ground. The aliens huddled together with the humans, hearts still racing. But they had done it. They had acted, just like the humans. They had faced their fear and moved, even when everything inside them wanted to freeze up. When the storm passed and the danger was gone, the aliens were left in a state of shock, not just from the tornado, but from what they had just done. They had faced real danger, and instead of standing still, they had acted. One alien, still catching their breath, looked at the human guide and said, We didn't think we could do it. We were so scared." The human nodded, understanding. "Fear's natural. We feel it too. But the important thing is you didn't let it stop you. You made the choice to act. That's what makes all the difference." The aliens sat quietly, thinking about what had just happened. They had always thought that humans were reckless, that they laughed at danger because they didn't care. But now they realized that humans cared deeply. They just refused to let fear control them. Humans acted despite the fear, and that was what made them so strong. In that moment, the aliens understood. They had learned something powerful, something they would never forget. And for the first time, one of the aliens even smiled, a small but brave smile, the kind they had seen on humans in the face of danger. After the tornado had passed, the alien students sat in silence, trying to process everything that had happened. They were safe now, but their minds were still spinning from the experience. For the first time in their lives, they had faced a real life-threatening danger, and they had survived. The humans, as usual, seemed calm. Some of them were already back to joking, laughing about the close call. But this time, the aliens didn't find it strange. They finally understood. The laughter wasn't about ignoring the danger. It was about taking control of their fear. One of the alien students, still catching their breath, turned to the human guide and asked, "How do you do it? How do you stay so calm, even when everything is falling apart?" The human smiled, but there was a seriousness in their eyes. "We've been dealing with danger our whole lives. On Earth, we've learned that fear is always there, but it's how you handle it that matters. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to act, even when you're scared. And sometimes laughing makes it easier." The alien students nodded. They understood now in a way they hadn't before. Earth really was a Deathworld, full of danger at every turn. But instead of letting fear stop them, humans had learned to laugh, to work together, and to push forward no matter what. As they looked at the humans, the aliens couldn't help but feel a deep sense of awe. They had always thought of humans as reckless, maybe even foolish. But now they saw the truth. Humans were incredibly strong, not because they were fearless, but because they refused to let fear win. One alien, who had been quiet the entire trip, finally spoke up. I think I understand now. Humans don't laugh because they aren't afraid. They laugh because they've learned how to live with fear. The other alien students nodded in agreement. They had come to Earth with so many questions, but now they felt like they had the answers. The humans weren't crazy. They were brave in a way the aliens had never known before. As the group prepared to leave, one of the humans walked over to the alien students and said, "You did great out there. You handled that tornado like pros." The alien students exchanged glances. They had been scared, yes, but they had acted. And for the first time, they felt a small spark of pride. They had faced danger, just like the humans. One of the aliens smiled and replied, "We had good teachers." The human grinned and gave a small salute. "Anytime." As the aliens boarded their ship to return to their peaceful homeworld, they couldn't help but feel different. The world they came from was safe and calm, but Earth had shown them something they had never experienced before. They had learned what it meant to face danger and push through it, just like the humans did every day. As the ship took off, one of the alien students looked out at Earth one last time. They smiled, a small, brave smile, just like the humans. They knew now that they had been changed forever by their time on the Deathworld. The alien students returned to their peaceful homeworld. Everything was just as they had left it, calm, orderly, and safe. The gentle hum of their advanced technology filled the air, and the familiar quietness of their planet greeted them. But something had changed. It wasn't the world around them. It was them. As they stepped off their ship, the students looked at their surroundings differently. The perfect safety of their home, which had once brought them comfort, now felt strangely empty. The excitement, the danger, the challenge they had faced on Earth had left a lasting mark on them. They had felt fear, but they had also felt courage. They had acted in the face of danger and survived, just like the humans did every day. One of the students, who had been the most scared at the start of their journey, now carried a small smile on their face, a smile that reminded them of the humans they had met. They looked at their friends, and without saying a word, they all knew they had been changed by their time on Earth. They had seen what it meant to laugh in the face of danger, to stay strong even when everything was falling apart. As they walked back to their peaceful lives, one of the students looked up at the sky, where Earth was just a distant dot in the vast galaxy. They whispered to themselves, "Maybe we needed that. Maybe we needed to see what it means to be brave." The others nodded quietly, understanding the weight of those words. They weren't the same students who had left their safe world weeks ago. They had learned something powerful from the humans, that bravery wasn't about being fearless. It was about choosing to act, even when fear was all around you. And as they returned to their quiet university, one of the students turned to the others with a mischievous grin, a small spark of the human spirit shining through. Maybe danger isn't so bad after all. The group chuckled softly, a sound that now carried more meaning than it ever had before. Earth, the Deathworld, had changed them forever. As you journey with us to Earth, you'll witness something extraordinary, something that will challenge everything you think you know about fear and bravery. Why do humans laugh in the face of danger? What makes them act when fear would freeze anyone else in their place? Could you do the same? This is not just a story about humans and aliens. It's about what it means to be truly brave, even when everything around you is falling apart. You might think you know fear, but after seeing how humans survive on a Deathworld, you might start questioning, what would you do if you were there? Get ready to discover the hidden strength behind laughter. This journey will leave you wondering, what really makes someone fearless?